with you a nice secret that I have learned over the past 4 years about saving. I'm obsessed with saving. It gave me so much discipline, and through saving I've been able to achieve so many things that I wouldn't have previously done. I started saving in 2018. Before that, I would just spend money aimlessly and with no plan, and just wait for the next payday. But I came upon a group called the 52-week savings challenge, and the challenge was encouraging people to develop discipline over a period of time, and the group would also keep you accountable. If you promise that you would save 20 shillings, for instance, they would ask you for evidence if you've saved. So I joined one particular one that I loved. It's just saving 10 shillings in relation to the date of that month. So if it's date 1, you save 10 shillings. If it's date 2, it's 20 shillings. If it's date 15, 150 shillings. Date 30, 300. Date 31, 310. And so that's what I started. And then, the following month, you just start with 10 shillings again. So I started with that. There was a lot of improvement over, that year. I started skipping days, the days I was broke, but the days I have money, I would compensate. I would feel like I owe myself money for the previous days that I skipped. And if I anticipate that there's a day I'll be broke, I save in bulk before I run broke. By the end of the year, surprisingly, I had a total of 60,000 shillings. That was surprising because I had a project that has been pending for so many years, and I was able to achieve and pay for that project fully with no borrowing, no loans, no nothing. And so the following year, I gave myself 200,000 limit. And by mid-year, I had already surpassed that goal because it was like an obsession for me, and I loved the outcome. So every time I would save something, I would be very excited about it, and we would encourage each other in that group. So the leader, her name is McKenna, she would give us, tougher challenges as the years progressed. So that year when I achieved the 200,000, she told me that's nothing. Can you do 500,000? That was now last year, and the COVID crisis had hit the country hard, so I didn't really meet the targets. But she still pushed me, and somehow I've been able to achieve one of my biggest projects. I never thought I would achieve that, because when the year was beginning, she had asked us to set a goal, an ambitious goal that would push you to at least, if you're not going to achieve the goal, at least you're halfway there. She told us, what do you desire? And some people wanted cars. I particularly wanted a piece of land within Nairobi, or at least the outskirts of Nairobi. It sounded ridiculous. The year was starting, and I was wondering, okay, fine, it's something you're saying, but are you really going to achieve it? And what are you going to do about it? And looking back and seeing how much money I have raised in the previous years, I was so sure I cannot own a piece of land by the end of that year. But I just said, okay, fine, let me just say it in the group, and then if people have ways and means of encouraging me, or if I'm able to even pay off half of the cost of the land, then I would say something at the end of the year. I would have, done something. So I started saving, and I remember having a conversation with my husband about that piece of land, and I would tell him, do you think we would really own a piece of land by December? And he's like, well, it's not possible because our son is joining school, and we have a lot of projects that are pending, and they all need money. But let's just say that we will try and see if we can own a piece of land by the end of the year. And so we set off. We started by researching all the parcels of lands that are available, within the outskirts of Nairobi. Some had offers, some are way above our limit, but we would still go and view them and see if there are other better, cheaper options. And we did not want to sink into a loan just to own a piece of land. Actually, McKenna discourages living your life or funding your life from a loan. If you can't afford it, just live within your means and avoid loans. Those are things that set you back. And if you can save, so if it's something like a piece of, like a car you want to own, just know that a car is something that will keep deducting from you, because you need to maintain it, you need to service it, you will need to pay insurance. And if you're not buying that car on cash basis, then you're increasing your expenditures, and that's not a wise decision. So unless you probably have an arrangement with your office where you can have the car given to you, then the money is deducted from your salary, and at the end of the deduction, there's no interest. The companies that do that. So that's one. It's the same thing as saving and then getting your car. You only get to enjoy it before. And all right, so we set off and decided to look around for pieces of land, and we found one around the river town, near the river town, about 20 minutes from the river town. And we closed our eyes and put the first deposit, because that now would tie us down to commitment. You have to make sure that for the few months that you are servicing that piece of land, that you're interested in that piece of land, you will keep remitting the money to reduce the balance. So we booked the land with 100,000 shillings. It was on offer, and so it pushed us to cut our ropes even further. So I didn't realize I could raise 50,000 a month, but I did, me and my husband, and we would make our budget, and everything would be met. The electricity bill, water bill, all those bills would be met, and we would still have supplies to fund this piece of land. Money we previously didn't know where it was going, but this is a good thing. And by last year, actually it's 2 weeks ago, we were able to get to 90%. So we only have this month, and we will clear the balance, which is very awesome. Now our next headache is, what do we do with the land? We could develop it, we could build a house, and that also needs money. So with our savings journey does not stop here. You do not have to follow my journey. You do not have to do the 10 shillings. There's so many options. There's so many savings challenges that you can get yourself into, depending on how much you earn, how much money you're willing to put in that challenge, and how much discipline you feel you have or you want to grow. Because there are people who feel they can save every week, so you set aside, if it's 4,000 every Friday, you save 4,000 shillings. If it's on a daily basis, and you're sure sometimes your M-Pesa balance is nothing within the week, and you feel like you retrogress, you can set a monthly savings challenge, and keep either an increasing balance or a decreasing balance. Some people prefer either or. In fact, even the 10 bob savings challenge, some people start on date 1. If that month has 31 days, on date 1 they deposit 310, because payday was just a few days ago. So you deposit 310, and then you continue 300, 200, up to, on the 30th, the day you supposedly broke, is the day you save 10 shillings. So that also works. There's so many savings challenges. We will share them with you on the screen, and you can select the ones that you prefer and the ones that fit your financial muscle. And happy saving. This is the first month of the year, and you should already have a plan on what you want to do by the time December 2022 comes knocking. You do not want to start 2023 with loans or begging people for money and start labeling people, your friends, they're not loyal. No one has responsibility to take care of your expenses, and you can never urgently need people's money. That's not a way to live. Otherwise you'll have no friends, because you'll keep branding your friends as pretenders or disloyal people, whereas you're the one who has not planned your life properly. What else can I say? Please feel free to ask questions in the comment section. Share these secrets. I have learned so many things from this challenge, that discipline is important, because previously I never had the thought or even the urge to save, but I knew I had projects that were unattended. I just didn't know how to begin, and where to get money from. But that wasn't sustainable. Immediately I learned how to save. I don't think I can do without it. I have joined so many chamas, and that money is basically, if it's the day I'm receiving money from my small investment group and I have no plan for that money, I don't touch it. I just throw it in my local account and forget about it until something comes up, something I had, planned. You don't spend money without a plan. You need to have a plan. Number two, something that I learned is that savings kitty that you have is your savings kitty, not for running projects for your relatives in the village. That is not your responsibility. It may sound mean, but when you're drawing up a budget, do you remember the miscellaneous budget? That's the one you use, and you don't give it out, all of it, because then you start relying on people, your workmates, your other relatives, and that's an endless circle of over dependence on people. So don't say no to people. If you have money, you can help, but do not remove money from your savings to run other people's probably building projects because someone thinks you're in Nairobi and you're a rich person. So you stop your projects to fund other people's projects. When it comes to you, when you need money from those people, do you think those people will remove money from the savings kitty to give you? So think about yourself, and keep yourself as a priority. You cannot live you cannot give what you do not have. So if you don't have a land to build your house, how are you going to start building other people's houses? Why would you even start retrogressing like that? I don't have much things to say unless you have questions. Please write them down on the comment section. Let's see your thoughts. Let's hear your questions. Let's hear your savings ideas also. And because I'm sure there's so much that we don't know yet, and I'd love to hear your savings experience. I'd love to hear those who want to start saving and where to start. If you start saving from day one, you can go back a bit and catch up with the rest of the team that has already started. And you can simply just do it on your phone. You don't need to go and open a bank account, but if you feel like you need to open a bank account, by all means do that. You just need a savings account, whether in the bank or in your phone, that is easily accessible, or so to speak. For instance, like the M-Shwari or M-Shwari lock account or the KCB M-Pesa, those ones are easy. It's easy to just save because you don't even spend a minute to do that. But if it's one heck of a process where you have to go to the bank queue, I'm not sure you would do that on a daily basis. So look for a plan that works for you, that's easy to save, that will encourage you and not demotivate you. Not when you're thinking about saving, you're thinking, my goodness, am I going to the bank and queuing? Or this app always hangs on me. Should I save today or should I just wait? Don't look for excuses. Just start and run with it. Don't feel guilty if you're not able to start immediately. You can always count back, like I said. So when the end month salary comes in, just see how much people have saved. By the end of January, you're probably supposed to have around 4,000. Or you can push it a bit and get 4,500 thereabout, and just start saving. And then, by end of February, you catch up again. And in December, you will thank me. You will really thank me. You're welcome.